Hey guys, Heart of the Cards here, and this is CJ, and today I'll be bringing you this channel's first deck profile. This is going to be a Naturia lockdown deck profile, so let's just get this started. So, I'm running 2 Naturia bamboo shoots. Now, some people would agree to run 3, some people disagree. The reason why people don't like to run 3 is because if you draw into one, if you top deck it, or you get a situation where you have a handful of it and you can't even summon anything, it really sucks. You can just get defeated, like you can get beaten down immediately. And the main focus on this deck is on bamboo shoot. So if you can't get this out, you got a problem. So I would run 3, but I don't have a third one. At 2, it's pretty much good. I like it. So the effect is when it's tributed by tributing a Naturia monster, lock down your opponent's spell trap card, sorry. So you're basically locking down the entire back row. So that's really pretty much game. You can call it game because, well, I mean, what else can you do? But you'll see after what cards protect this. You might think, oh no, you can destroy it by battle, but you'll see. Next, triple Cliff. Now, Cliff is a Naturia searcher, and it's just going to search out your level 4 or lower Naturia monster. And this can bring out anything, and I also have a combo to explain with Cherry. So basically, these two work together, and you can get some nice synchro going on for level 5. So let's say I had a Cherry, a Cherry's effect, by the way, is that, well, it's a level 1 tuner, and basically, when it's set from the field to graveyard, by any way, it can be sent any way, by opponent's battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 Cherries. So, let's start off with a set Cherry. Your opponent's going to destroy that, special summon 2 Cherries, and in the situation you have Cliffs in your hand. So you can play one of the Cliffs, send them both to the graveyard for, well, you don't have to have 2 Cliffs in your hand, but I just meant 1 Cliff. So send both to the graveyard for level 5 magical android, something like that, beast. Search out another Cliff instantaneously, go for another synchro for another level 5. So you can get out a decent amount of level 5 just like that, just by these 2 cards. So that's why I really like these cards. Next, 2 Dragonflies. And Dragonfly's effect is pretty much, it cannot be destroyed by battle by a monster with 2,000 more attack. That's already pretty good. And you're thinking, well, it has 1,200 base attack. Most level 4s can overcome that. But the effect comes in here where it gains 200 attack for each Naturia monster in your graveyard. So in late situations, it can get a really high attack. Like if I got this guy to 3,200 from 1,200, so that's really good. That attack keeps climbing, and it's probably the Naturia monster that can get you the highest attack in the entire deck by itself. So really good card. I would add 3 actually. 1 Marin. Some people don't even run it. I like it because when it's normal summoned, send that Naturia monster from your deck to your graveyard, and once per turn you can target 2 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle both Naturia monsters. You can shuffle both of those into the deck, and then draw 1 card. So it's kind of like an Avarice, except yeah, basically it's a recycler, and you also get that draw power. So that's what I like about Marin. 1 Cosmo Beat. I like Cosmo Beat. It's like a little surprise when your opponent normal or sets a monster. You just special that, and then special that from your hand, level 2 tuner. You can either go for that bamboo shoot the next turn, or you can go for synchro. So really nice options out of him. 2 Fruit Fly. I like Fruit Fly's effect because it's basically another card that's going to help you reduce your opponent's monster's attack, considering that Naturias are very weak. So your opponents lose 300 attack and defense for each face of Naturia monster on the field. I would add 3 of this because it's really destructive. Even if you have 2 on the field, you double that reduction. So if you have even more Naturia monsters on the field, like different ones, you can just keep reducing that attack and defense. It's really nice. It gets really brutal. So the other effect, the plus, is that you can select 1 monster your opponent controls with 0 defense and take control of it. So usually your opponents would get a defense that climbs to 0 because not all monsters have really high defense, especially level 4s, even sometimes higher level monsters as well. So you can take control of that and do whatever you want with that monster. So that's also what I like about Fruit Fly. 1 Mosquito. Mosquito's effect, I like it because it can be targeted as targeted for an attack when there's another Naturia monster on the field, and basically you can use your own monster to crash into one of your opponent's monsters, and they will take all your damage, because the effect is any battle damage you would take, your opponent takes instead. So this is where I like to take a useless card I might have in my hand, crash it into a really high attack monster, and they take a bunch, like a crap load of damage. So I really like that effect out of Mosquito. 1 Beans. Now, I like Beans effect because it can't be destroyed once per turn. It can't be destroyed by battle, which means you can set up for, maybe a Synchro, or you can set up for a Bamboo Shoot the next turn. So, also there's a plus that you inflict 500 damage to your opponent when it's selected as an attack target. So I just like that about it as well. Next, Double Pumpkins. Pumpkins effect is really nice. It gets you at the level 7. So we're talking about Landoys here, and I'll use another, where you basically use this card I'm also going to talk about, Butterfly. So you're going to have this in your hand, and your opponent should be controlling a monster. This should be late into, not late into the game, but a few turns after. And you can have this in your hand, play it, which lets you special summon a level 4, special summon a 1 Naturia monster from your hand. So I would take a Butterfly, go for that level 7 instantaneously, Synchro, for Landoys. So Naturia Pumpkin gives you many options. That's what I also like about the card. And finally, final monster. Oh, sorry, not the final monster. Naturia Mantis. I only run 1. Some people don't even run any. I like it because, there is the downside that if you draw it late in the game, it's really horrible. Because the effect is you can send 1 Naturia monster from your hand to your graveyard, nice and easy, to destroy monster your opponent normal summons. Many decks are focused on special summoning, so that's why Mantis isn't that good of a card. But in the beginning of the duel, a few turns after the first, it's really nice because you can just really screw up your opponent's entire play just by destroying that normal summon monster. For example, a deck that relies on other of the same type of monster on the field, same archetype of the monster on the field, so basically 6 Samurais. So that's what I like about that. You can really screw up 6 Samurais with this card. Next, Cactus Bouncer. I don't know, I might take this out. Basically, it's the final, kind of like a finishing touch on the lockdown. Your opponent can't special summon, but I want to take it out because it kind of affects your own cards as well. And the fact that you have to have another face-up plant type monster to have the effect to resolve. So it's not bad of a card, but it also is going to screw you up, especially if you need to go for something with Cliff or you want to go for those cherries. So that's what I don't like about this card, but I would still keep it in the deck for now. Alright, onto the Spell and Traps. I'm running triple swords. Now, some people don't even run swords at all. They think it's not that good of a card, but I like it because obviously Naturias, sometimes it can get slow. I believe it gets kind of slow sometimes. So swords helps you stall, and your opponent can't attack, so you can't really get your monsters destroyed easily. So that's what I like about swords. It can stop your opponent from doing much for a few turns just to save yourself to try to draw into something better. So that's what I like about swords. So obviously the staples: Dark Hole, Heavy, Reborn, and sorry, my card just dropped. MST. I only run 1. I just didn't think that I needed more than 1, so keep that at that. Double Duality, obviously for that draw power. United We Stand. Now I have this card in the deck because the effect is pretty nice. The equipped monster gains 800 attack and defense for each face-up monster you control. So that can get really destructive at times. I really like it, and I really like equipping it to, let's say, Bamboo Shoot, because once you get on there, Bamboo Shoot is pretty much indestructible. You can get a really high attack, so it can't be destroyed by battle as well. But there's another card that protects Bamboo Shoot way better than this, but you'll get to that. But that's why I like United We Stand, and you can also equip it to just some random Naturia monster you have that doesn't have low attack, and you kind of need to keep it alive. So I like United We Stand. Running Double Burden. And Burden is there because, like I've stated before, Naturias have really low attack and are generally really low weak monsters. So you need that reduction of your opponent's monster's attack in order to survive. So I run Burden. It's really annoying, and I just love to play it. It's a really good card for just reducing that attack and saving yourself. All right, now onto the traps. Finally, probably the most important card in the deck. Triple Safe Zone. This is the almighty protector of any of the cards in this deck. Mostly I use this on, well, basically this is here for Bamboo Shoot. Once you get this safe zone on Bamboo Shoot, you pretty much have an indestructible lockdown. Because also if you get Naturia Bamboo Shoot to a higher attack, that's also a plus. But it protects each other. So Bamboo Shoot cannot be destroyed by Bamboo Shoot allows lockdown of the back row, right? Safe Zone doesn't let targeting or destruction of the equipped monster, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, or target or destroyed. So it makes an indestructible lockdown. But also, the only way that you can destroy, well, you can screw up this lockdown, I guess, is that, let's say you had a monster effect that destroys one card in the field or destroys a spell trap card, for example, 6 Samurai come on, and you can just target Safe Zone and destroy it. But that's the only way. But that's why you have 3, so you have good backup, so they can get rid of those effects before they can proceed even farther. So that's basically the lockdown. And Safe Zone, you can also protect any other of your cards when you really need to, if you really need the protection. Double Mirror Force, double D Prison, 1 Fiendish Chain. I'm running a Fiendish Chain because sometimes there's a really annoying monster out there. I might take it out. I might even run 2. I don't know. I'm kind of on a loss here. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna keep it in for now, just at 1. Double Bottomless. So Bottomless is obvious. You know what it does. 1 Scrap Iron, because sometimes I feel like I need that negating of the attack, because I mean, Naturia monsters, again, like I said, they're weak, and sometimes I don't want them to be destroyed, and just the sheer effect that Scrap Iron Scarecrow can be just set down again. So only way you can pretty much get rid of it is by that MST or something like a dumb effect. So I like about Scrap Iron. Double Compulse, just to bounce that monster back. And finally, the Solemn Twins. So, yeah, Solemn, everyone knows what Solemn does. Now, onto the extra deck. I'm running a Barkion. So, Barkion is basically pretty simple. 2500 attack. Banish 2 cards from your graveyard. Negate the activation of a spell trap card. So, here you can get a mini lock, I guess. If you can't get a Bamboo Shoot, you can still negate those effects. So, I like Barkion also. Double Beast. I'm running 2 Beasts because, like I said, with that Cliff and Naturia Cherry kind of a loop, you can very easily bring out level 5s. So Beast, nice effect once again. Send top 2 cards of your deck, mill 2 cards, and then negate the activation of a spell card. So Barkion and Beast are pretty much working together to just lock down that, having a little mini lockdown on the back row. So I also like that about those 2. Finally, the final touch on the lockdown would be Landois. So if you have Landois and Bamboo Shootout, you're pretty much game. Like, there's just no... I doubt there's anything your opponent can do. So, basically, Landois' effect, it's kind of odd, but you just send that spell card from your hand to the graveyard. When the activation of an effect monster activates, you can destroy that effect monster. Negate the activation and destroy the effect monster. So Landois is a pretty good card. I really like Landois. Sometimes I go into it just like that with a pumpkin... the pumpkin and butterfly strategy. So really like that about that. Leo Drake and Exterior. I don't know why these are in there. I thought they were cool. Leo Drake, it's almost impossible to get out. Well, it's not impossible, but it's gonna take you a while, so that's why I don't really use it. And Exterior, I can't even get out, so I just have them in for fun. Don't worry about them. 1 Queen of Thorns. I like the effect, level 6, just like Barkion. And the effect is each player must pay 1,000 life points normal or special summon a non-plant type monster from their hand. So it's really good. Your opponent has to wait or has to somehow get this off the field before they can do anything they really want to do. So I like that. That can stop your opponent from doing anything, especially since this works really late when your opponent has less than 1,000 life points, where they're really at an edge of life points. So it's really good. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, just for that special summoning, and maybe once in a while you see that field card. Double Hyper Librarian, just for, once again, like I talked about, that level 5 that level 5 loop. So Hyper Librarian also gives you that draw power, so I just like it. Gaia just for that attack. 2 Fairy King Albertish. Once again, this is helping you to reduce the attack of your opponent's monsters. So all non-earth type monsters currently if you lose 500 attack and defense. So this works most of the time unless you're facing, you know, a deck consisting of earth monsters, but it really does help. You have a choice to take it out. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, it sometimes helps reduce the attack of your opponent's monsters, so it's really good. 1 Giga Brilliant. Giga Brilliant just for that damage boost. Again, Naturias need that damage boost for weak monsters. 1 Levier. I have Levier in here just for Barkion. When he banishes those cards, I can banish Naturia monster, and I can just special summon off of Levier. So that's pretty cool from Levier. Soul of a Silver Mountain, once again for that special summoning. Gemini Pearl, just for that 2600 attack. Utopia, once again, just staple. And Zen Mains. So Zen Mains, just everyone knows what Zen Main does. So, alright guys, that's it for my Naturia Lockdown deck. I did spend a while on it, and I think it's one of my favorite decks that I've ever made. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys did, I hope you guys can. If you guys did enjoy it, like, favorite, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. And definitely that would really help the channel, since we just started this channel. So so thank you guys for watching. See ya.